Hey y'all, listen, I know I'm a little late on Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, but we're gonna go ahead and get into it anyway. All right, let's talk about it. So, in the latest episode, we see Bronwyn wake up on the deck, and I'm like, Bronwyn, now I sat up there and told you not to be coming at Britney like that because y'all gonna have to share a room together. So, did Britney put your stop the room? We shall see. But Brown woke up on the dead kind. Now Heather over there acting like she ain't know what happened last night. Talking to Whitney, what happened last night? I be out to you know what happened, girl. You thought you was on your big girl ish. That's what happened. So Whitney told her, girl, you was a baller. You was a baller, honey. Heather says, well, Lisa is a good friend, but I don't want her to count our money and calculate our tea. So now it seems to me that you are trying to give Lisa Barlow the similar treatment that you gave to Monica. And Heather, as much as I'm so here for you for coming over to a new side and not being all up under Lisa's ass, like, let's not act like you didn't know who your friend was for all these years that you've been up under her ass. And now all of a sudden you want to flip on her. I need to know who and what got in your ear for you to flip on Lisa Barlow. And I feel like maybe it could have been from you being triggered about Lisa pretty much acting like you wanted them. Okay, no matter how much you hang out with her and stuff, she still see you as down below one of them other girls because you're not on her level like that. And maybe you did think hanging out with Lisa Barlow put you up there on that level. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, and I'm not saying Lisa is at a higher level than you, right? But what's really going on? Now they flash back to Heather and Lisa talking on that water pad or whatever. And Lisa is telling her, like, girl, don't come ask me to admit something that you know I ain't fucking do, girl. You know I don't play them games. And then Heather is like further trying to get her to admit to doing it. Right. And she says, Lisa, like, girl, you already know that you the source for everything, though. And you be telling everybody everything. You be telling all the folks tea. Like, I don't know why you trying to sit up here in front. And Lisa says, but I didn't, girl. And just because I be knowing everybody tea don't mean that I was the one that sat up there and did this. Don't play me out like that. Right. And then Heather pretty much like, well, BIT, you ain't giving me no other reason to think that you didn't. So hey, it looks on brand. But the only thing about that, although I feel like Heather is right, I still maintain the same stance that I had on last week. As much as I feel like Lisa did do this because all signs are pointing to Lisa, I also remember Heather, hello, you did not like Bronwyn once upon a time ago. Like not too many months ago, you didn't like Bronwyn. It did not change for real. And now all of a sudden, you team Bronwyn? Girl, I guess. So Heather is still telling this lady to stand on it and that she needs to own whatever the hell Heather is accusing her of doing. And I'm like, do you want her to own it because you genuinely believe that she did it? Or do you want her to own it because if she does own it, it can prevent everybody else from looking at everyone else in the group to see who else had motive in doing this to Bronwyn, and therefore all roads will start pointing at you. Is that the reason why? I'm just wondering. Leave your thoughts on that below. Now, Lisa talks with Meredith, and she says that she's learned a lot about people last night. And she says having a friend try to force you to admit something that you know you didn't do, and they know you didn't do, she said that's not a friendship. Right. So Lisa says that she's upset that no one has had her back, even questioned Meredith. And I was glad that Meredith kind of snapped back at her. Right. And Meredith is like, girl, what the hell you talking about? I did speak up. Just because I don't talk how you talk and say stuff in the same way that you said it, don't mean that I ain't had your back. Because I feel like I feel like Meredith kind of did have her back. Meredith did speak up. And I feel like Whitney was wrong as hell for trying to say, Meredith, you were a part of that conversation too. But Meredith, you didn't save yourself because you could have easily said, yeah, I was a part of that conversation, but I was more so questioning whether it was true. You guys can have that conversation now, whatever the case was, right? And so it seems like Lisa wanted Meredith to say, Lisa would never do that. That's not really what Lisa said. I mean, Meredith said she didn't really say that. I think she said she didn't think that she would do that, or she didn't know if she would do that, but it wasn't like she said Lisa did it. She did. She does have her own way of talking, and it's not like Lisa's. And I feel like Meredith did kind of have her back. But y'all, what did y'all think? Did y'all feel the same way? So Lisa feels like it's just a different level of support. And Meredith says, don't tell me I don't support you, BIT. Okay? Don't tell me that I don't support you when you know that I do. And matter of fact, I feel like I'm the only one trying it. For real, for real. If you want to go there. Now it's time for Bronwyn, right? So Bronwyn says that she slept on the deck because she and Britney aren't on good terms or whatever, right? And I'm like, girl, you a good one. Because honestly, I would have slept right in my room. I don't give a damn how she felt. I'm gonna sleep on my side. Now, if you feel that uncomfortable, you can go outside. You can go room with somebody else. But I wouldn't have left my room for Britney. I don't know what that was about. So then Angie, Heather, and Britney, are all out there. They come outside. They on the deck. They're chatting. I think Whitney was out there too. So they're all chatting at the deck, and Lisa joins them, saying, "Look who's back from the dead." When I tell you, I was so goddamn tickled. When I tell you, I was so tickled at the fact that everybody got quiet. And then start slowly leaving. Heather said, "Oh, let me go check on breakfast." And Angie's like, "Oh, I'll go with you too." And then Whitney's like, "Well, I need to go because I need to da 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 da." Holla. I thought that was so hilarious. So Brittany asked Lisa, "Are we good?" And Lisa's like, "Yeah, we're fine." Brittany said, "Okay, well, what about Heather? I know you were mad at her. So are y'all good?" She says, "Girl, listen, I love Heather. But last night, that shit was not okay. I'm not finna hold you. It just was not okay." So Brittany talks about Bronwyn not knowing she's right above them, right? Or yeah, I think Brahma was right above them. So she hearing everything that y'all talking about. So Brittany thinks Bronwyn befriended her to get her thoughts on the ladies and then use it against her at a later time. Well, yes and no, right? Yes and no. But you already know Bronwyn. If you and Bronwyn have already had issues with each other, why would you then want to share anything with her? You should know she probably gonna go back to the group and use it against you because she don't really like you like that for real. That's like Bronwyn saying some stuff around Heather and expect Heather not to bring it up. Like that lady don't even like you like that for real. So I feel like that's on you, even if those were her intentions, right? Because I think Bronwyn just asked you one question and then you started to spill the tea. So yeah, I mean, like any other normal person, when they ask you a question and you start giving them more than what they asked you about, then they are going to ask more like, well, why do you say that? Or, why do you feel that way? Okay, so I really feel like as much as I mean, I don't know if anybody dislikes Bronwyn or if anybody's blaming Bronwyn for that Brittany and Bronwyn conversation, but I'm gonna more so put more of it on Brittany because you already know how Bronwyn is. Like, she don't like you like that. So I feel like a person that don't really like me like that can't be trusted. Just like Mary, like you're not gonna be around Mary and share shit with Mary. Mary don't like you, Brittany. Come on now. And you damn sure not finna go hang out with Meredith and share anything with Meredith because Meredith don't like you either. Like, I'm sorry. You don't have to take ownership and stop pushing it off on Bronwyn. But either way it go. Right? And then Bronwyn gave you the opportunity to tell your own tea. And you was like, "No, I don't. I don't have an issue with nobody." And she was like, "Oh, you don't? Okay, well then let me tell it." Now, Bronwyn, I do feel like you was wrong for that girl. Because listen, if somebody would have did you like that, you would not have liked it. You would not have liked it, and you know it. But you should have spoke up. You should have been able to tell the story how you wanted to tell it to the ladies without it being spun in any type of shape, form, or fashion. But anywho, Lisa says that she's done that before, talking about Bronwyn, and Lisa says that she didn't do anything to Bronwyn, and she had people thinking that she hurt her daughter, right? So then Lisa says Bronwyn asked me to meet with the grandparents. And this is true. Bronwyn did ask Lisa to meet with the grandparents, but let's be very fucking clear. Okay? For me, Lisa, in that text message that you showed, trying to show proof that Bronwyn asked you to do something, Bronwyn also said, "Thank you for offering." So, as much as you're trying to position it as though Bronwyn just came to you out of thin air and asked you to talk to them, like you offered because you already had the connection and you were already talking to them people. Bronwyn cut the folks off a long time ago. Right. So now we on the show. I mean, yeah, you're like a liaison in between the both of us. I guess you could talk to him. Like, that's fine. Like I talked to my daughter about it. My daughter feels okay with it. Okay, so then fine, you could go ahead and do that. Right? It was what it was. Let me know y'all thoughts about that. So Angie and Bronwyn and Mary asked Bronwyn why would she move out her room, and Bronwyn says, same SHI with Britney. Bronwyn says Britney said she didn't want to sleep with her. Bronwyn, why you lying? See, Bronwyn, this gonna make me not like you, girl. Okay, because one, you already tapping on my nerves a little bit by acting as though what people do to you is not fair when you do the same shit. You gonna tap on my nerves just a little piece with that. You feeling a way about the ladies already discussing and having something to say about your marriage or whatever information is out there about you, as if you don't have the same conversations about them. Like, don't do that. And Britney, I did not, y'all let me know, I didn't hear Britney say she wanted Bronwyn out the room. Bronwyn made an executive decision to leave out of the room because that's what she wanted to do. And Britney ass agreed with it. Like, why are we here? So Bronwyn, right? Bronwyn doesn't like that Lisa and Britt were talking about her because she overheard them talking. And I'm like, but girl, y'all talk about everybody. You mad that you heard what the hell they were saying. But y'all talk about everybody. And here's the thing. You're not on good terms with Lisa. So why are you expecting Lisa to speak highly of you? In addition to that, you're not on good terms with Britney. So why the fuck do you expect Britney to speak highly of you? Like, let's not be unreasonable, Bronwyn. You're going to get on my nerves, okay? Let's not be unreasonable. Now we get to the breakfast table, and the ladies, they're going to plan on having a fun day and end it with a zombie night dinner. Cool, right? So Bronwyn asked Mary and Angie if she could sleep with them. And Mary said, oh, no, no, of course not. I'm with Mary. Like, girl, you got your own room. And Mary was right when she said three's a crowd. You already know these rooms ain't that damn big. So why would I let you come and sleep in our room? You better take your ass downstairs and get one of them bunks with the crew. Okay? Like, is you cool? Because you don't have to not be in your room. So when Britney said, girl, you could just sleep in a room. Like, ain't nobody finna hurt you. Like, you could come inside. I'm not gonna hurt you. And so Brownman says, I'm not interested in sleeping in a room where Britney tried to bring in one of the crew members. Like, Brownman, you getting there for me. Okay, girl. You getting there for me. You getting there for me. You getting there for me. Cause you could have slept your ass in that room last night, and the only reason why you deflected and said, "Oh, well, I don't want to sleep in the room with her," was so that you can highlight the fact that she been over here trying to smash one of the crew members. Like, that was something that was going to embarrass her. But it's like, hey, everybody see Britney. Like, everybody see Britney for what the hell she is. I'm sorry. Everybody see her. They see her being a Of course, I'm thinking of another word other than pick me, and I can't think of one because I feel like people don't war pick me out. Just like we have with narcissists. I feel like people have war pick me out, but they see her, right? They see her begging for male attention. We get it. All right. So, I mean, what's the point of bringing that up? But anywho, I guess bringing it up does make Britney look a fool because she gonna sit up there and deny it. And it's like, girl, we've been watching you. Why are you over here acting like Angel from Real Housewives of Potomac, like you not being filmed? Like, are you cool? Like, we don't see this. So she denies it. They showed a flashback. She was definitely trying to get that man to go back to her room. She definitely was trying to get that man. And guess what, Britney? Watch. Jerry can go out here and do whatever the hell he wants. But the moment he gets this video and watching this season and see that you was trying to go hump on somebody even for a little piece and just being in somebody else's face, we gonna learn at the reunion that y'all not talking now and how Jerry didn't like this shit. But Jerry can go out here and do what the hell he want to do. Girl, what a fucking clown. Like, I'm sorry. It just makes me, I hate to say it, but yeah, I just think the worst of Britney. It just kind of makes me feel like whatever bad happens, bitch, you deserve it. Because the fact, I'll never forget your daughter saying that you was sitting up here making out in front of her goddamn face with this raggedy ass man. So disrespectful. Like, you just make me just not care. Like, I don't like you either. Anyway, so Britt says, why are you even, no, Meredith says, well, the girl said that they saw you, they saw him coming out of your room. So I don't know. Brittany said, why are you even talking to me? Let me tell you something. Brittany, this is where Meredith said, I don't know. Bad idea. Now, Britney, I'm gonna give you yours right here, baby. You gonna get them from me right here because if that's not some shit, I probably would say, why the fuck? Why is you even talking to me? Okay, why are you talking to me? Especially when I'm not talking to you. Like, why are you even talking to me, girl? She hit Meredith with that and shut her ass right up, hollering. Okay. Now, what they're saying is that back in the room, so in the flashback, it appears that Britney was trying to say the room was hot and she was trying to get Jason to adjust the room temperature. I think she was coming up with any kind of scheme to get that man to come down in that damn room because it don't look like he fixed anything. And I don't think that room was that damn hot. Now, Lisa says, enough with the pile on, okay? When it comes to the captain, he's not interested. I said, girl, that was also shade at you, Britney. While you sitting over here standing in Lisa's face trying to chit chat, she told my son, are we good? Lisa said, yeah, we are. Yeah, did she just threw shade and say he's not interested and then gonna ask one of the crew members to back her up? Yeah, that was shade, but she didn't lie. Okay, did she lie? No. All right, then she goes on to say, and this is where Lisa made it about herself, which was so funny. She said, I feel bad for him. because I wouldn't want my name dragged around in a conversation that I'm not a part of. Don't do this to people, baby. But it was so hilarious because all of y'all do it. But the way Bronwyn stood up on her ass and said, "Oh, police," I said, "Come on." Ron was like, "Oh, please, girl, come on." Okay. Like, I did just sit on the deck. Okay. I can't even sit on the deck without you just being down there talking about me. Yeah, I heard you and Britney calling me a snake and bringing up my daughter and the grandparents and all of that shit. Bitch, I heard you. But you want to sit up here talking about some don't do that to people. Then why you did it to me then? So Lisa tells her, to like stop yelling. And Bronwyn tells her, "Girl, you the queen of yelling." I said, "Girl, you ain't never lied. You may have lied, but on that part, you right." Now Bronwyn tells her she's the queen of yelling, and they've talked about her. Like, we've already had the conversation about you not bringing up my child. So why are you kind of bringing up the child? I did understand Lisa's point when Lisa was like, "Well, I wasn't even really talking about your child. I was just more so talking about the grandparents." But you made it seem like I was also highlighting this very moment. Like, you're trying to say that I'm talking about your child when I wasn't. And I feel like you pulled this same stunt last year when I felt like that wasn't the case. Right. But Bronwyn doesn't want her child brought up at all. You could talk about the grandparents without even speaking on the daughter. All right. And in some instance, I do feel like when Bronwyn, kind of stands up or whatever, Lisa tells her, "You're deflecting." And I do kind of feel like, well, here's the thing, Lisa. If Bronwyn is deflecting in this moment because she told you not to talk about her child, she stood up or whatever, you said she's deflecting. If she's deflecting, then I feel like you were also deflecting when Angie called your ass out and told you to support and market your own child's line versus supporting and marketing somebody else's. And you made that conversation when Angie was really talking about just you and not your child. You made that conversation about your child when she was really talking about you at that table. So I guess you would know deflecting, right? Y'all both do it. So Lisa says that she tried not to speak on anyone's kids and she's trying hard to do the right thing. So Angie jumps in and said, "Bullshit. Girl, you full of it." Okay. She said, "Girl, you be over here digging up information on people and pretending to be their friends in their face. Stop lying." And see, Lisa, this is where you mess up. When you befriend people and you show so much of your hand to them folks, when they fall out, they clocking all your stuff. And I just feel like these ladies are so hypocritical, especially Heather and Lisa, because y'all didn't want Monica around because she was associated with a blogger's page or whatever. But you just sit up here and be telling each other tea, and y'all not gonna make me think that that neither one of them didn't send Monica anything. I think Monica called out the fact that all y'all be sending me shit. Right? But y'all didn't want her to be a part of the group in my personal because y'all didn't want her to further tell who sent fucking what. Okay? Only for y'all to still be having this conversation right now. Girl, I think Monica would have been a great friend of this season in my personal. Since we want to talk about people exposing and sending folks information over here and over there. Right? Now y'all sitting up here blaming Lisa. Let's keep going. Anyway, so she calls out Lisa for talking about Todd, saying that he was flirting with one of her friends and he had farted at the same time. Now Mary in the confessional making jokes about him farting, like, "Oh, what's wrong with him? He's kissing." Like, I don't know which one to be more appalled at, the fact that he's kissing somebody else or he's farting. Like, what's wrong with him? And I'm like, I don't know what was wrong with you. When you were sitting over there farting all over that lady house, and then when Angie says something about it, you get in your feelings about it. Like, girl, what? Oh, okay. So then Angie does a flashback to after the Clarity luncheon, and she says how everybody went and they linked up after the Clarity luncheon, and this is where Lisa was talking all kind of SHI. So Bronwyn asked if she said that, and Lisa says that it wasn't one of her friends. So the fact that, like, Lisa did not deny it, she just said that the person he was kissing wasn't one of her friends, but Lisa didn't deny anything that was being said. So when Lisa sat up there and she was like, "Oh, that was that wasn't one of my friends," or something like that, Bronwyn said, "Girl, fuck you. You dead to me." And it's like, didn't Todd tell your ass? Didn't Todd tell you that, girl? Did he tell you? So Lisa says that she got the info from a trustworthy person and shared it with Angie, and now she knows Angie isn't a trustworthy friend. I said, "No, BIT, you aren't. Be very clear about that." Okay? Because why you just ain't go to Bronwyn and tell her what you heard? Because if it was you, you would want the same damn courtesy. But now you want to say that Angie is not the trustworthy friend. Nah, BIT, you weren't. You had that look up in you or something. So Bronwyn wants Lisa to stop speaking on her family and believes that Lisa is the one spreading the rumors about her. I'm like, dang, you finally like really came out and really like said it directly. But you know, so Lisa admits that she was wrong for talking about Todd. Right. And so Bronwyn reflects on Todd's words at some point later on when she's sitting in a room by herself. And Todd was pretty much telling her, like, hey, don't come to the house telling me about this shit. After you get into it with Lisa again, like, I don't want to hear nothing about it. So she says, what make Lisa mad is if she went and had a good time. Like, I think what'll make Lisa mad is if I go out and I have a good time, you know, and I'm going to have the best fucking time. And it's like, honestly, I don't think Lisa give a damn. What would make Lisa mad is if I go and have a good time. Why would she be mad about what kind of time you had when she's already gotten whatever? Let's say Lisa cared. She's already gotten the reaction from you that she wanted to get. So why would she care whether you have a good time or not? Because obviously the shit that she said has affected you. So now you see how I feel. All she wanted was for you to see how I feel. So leave your thoughts. Right. So then Angie tells Bronwyn about feeling bad and how she hasn't even been supportive to her. So Angie tells her the only way to get Lisa to back off you, you know, and your family is to pretty much stand firm. So I don't know why Angie is feeling bad for not showing up for Bronwyn, but I mean, you ain't gotta like Bronwyn can hold her own. You ain't gotta like, well, how you supposed to show up? So Lisa is over there because you know the girls are out at the beach at this point, right? So Lisa tells Mary that she talked with Meredith that morning and how Meredith hasn't spoken up for her. So Meredith ends up walking over and he kind of like, you know, stopped Lisa in her running her mouth tracks, right? So Lisa tells Meredith when she sits down that, you know, I was just telling, you know, Mary about our talk earlier today. And Meredith says, well, I think it's wild that everyone is so concerned about how you and I engage with each other. And so Mary says, girl, it's not wild. It's actually bizarre. Well, she said it's bizarre. And so I'm like, Lisa, this was a moment that you could have stepped in and not make it seem like Mary came to you about Meredith not showing up for you. This was you going to Mary. So the fact that you're sitting with Mary having this conversation, I see why Meredith was like, I think it's wild that everyone's so concerned. And it's like, I'm really not that damn concerned. Your homegirl came to me to talk to me about it. So obviously it's an issue for her and I'm just listening. Okay. But all right. So Lisa says that she says she does a good job defending herself, but she could use a tap in from Meredith, right? And Meredith is like, girl, I'll jump in when I agree with you, but if I don't, I won't. I said, I know that's mother. All right, girl. So basically, what it's kind of showing to me in my personal, although Meredith may have appeared to have had Lisa's back, it's kind of like you think that she does have the capabilities and it is possible for her to have been the one to expose this information. Another indicator that makes me believe that you believe this about Lisa was because when Angie brought the information to you, if you trusted Lisa that much, you would have never brought it to Lisa. But because you know what Lisa is capable of, that's why you asked her that question in front of everybody. So if you was just gonna take whatever she said for face value and ride off with it, then you should have, in my personal, never even asked her about it. For real, and just let it roll off your back. Like, whatever, I'm going to choose to trust Lisa until she show me something different. And you ain't do that. But let's keep going. So Lisa says that she doesn't feel like Meredith would, right? Um, yeah, because Meredith is like, girl, I'll jump in if, you know, if I agree with you, but if I don't, I won't. So Lisa don't feel like she would at all. And Meredith says that she doesn't support her. Um, and she's tired, like basically Meredith is tired of the narrative that Lisa's saying that she don't support her, right? And she's tired of the fact that Lisa is pushing that. And she's pretty much done with the conversation. Like, I'm not gonna keep talking about this. Like, you act like I don't speak up for you, I don't support you, bitch. I'm done with it. Stop talking to me about it. Okay. It's never gonna look like how you want it to look. And I'm done. Now, Mary and Lisa, you know, kind of going back and forth. Not Mary and Lisa, but Mary and Meredith ended up going back and forth. And it just resulted in Mary telling Meredith that she's a snooze. It was like, I just feel like the back and forth between Meredith and Mary didn't have to be if Lisa would have stepped in. But of course, Lisa didn't step in. You know why? As I'm thinking about it, because she felt like Meredith wasn't stepping in for her. So I'm gonna let you see how it feels for me to not step in for you in this moment with you and Mary going back and forth. Real tit for tattish. So Heather is now growing closer to Bronwyn now that she's on the outs with Lisa. Girl, get the hell on. So she also was touching all over Jason, and I believe that was Jason. She was touching all over, and then here go Britney, like, Heather, what are you doing? And it's like, why? Why? You ain't the only single lady here, and you barely single. The way you go back and forth to Jared. Heather is more single than you. So if she wants to touch up, feel or rub up on the captain, and the captain want to let her do that, then let them do it. Why are you worried about what she doing? She get on my fucking. I just, I can't stand the whole like her. Like, I just can't. So Bronwyn convinces Angie to get into an inflatable baby, and not only did Angel struggle to get the outfit on, but the damn door closed on her hand. And her finger started to bleed. I said, "Oh my God, baby, listen. I know. I know that hurt. I know. Ooh, I know that hurt. Ooh, I know that hurt, girl. Oh, I know that hurt. I would have been screaming. They probably would have heard me all the way back in America the way I would have hollered, because oh. Now, Bronwyn didn't wait to get back, right? She didn't wait to get back home and let her tell it, right? Because Todd said he ain't trying to hear that shit. So why are you gonna call him with the updates? But anyway, Bronwyn didn't wait to get back home. She decided to give her daughter and Todd a call and go ahead and give them the updates. So when she get with the girl, she says Bronwyn says that Todd doesn't know why he is a punchline all the time. Honestly, y'all, I don't believe Bronwyn talked to Todd. I believe she probably know her man and know how he's gonna react. But I also think that she felt like her telling the ladies that Todd doesn't know why, like, this is coming from Todd. I think that she thinks it's supposed to put fear in the ladies the same way that it puts in her a little bit, and that's just my personal, right? So she's like, Todd doesn't know why he's the punchline all the time. Okay, so she says she wants him and her daughter off limits. And I understand that because her and Lisa did have this conversation to keep them off limits, right? So Lisa says that she will never ever bring Todd and Gwen into any of this anymore. But also at the same time, I don't know about Todd. I mean, yeah, keep her daughter's name out your mouth, but then when it comes to Todd, I don't know. Because then you kind of have John name in your mouth when you was going through her court documents and seeing that she getting money from this other guy and asking, does her husband know anything about it? So I don't know. Y'all let me know if the husband should be off limits, right? So Bronwyn accepts what Lisa says, but does feel like it means nothing to her. Okay. And Lisa is now blaming Angie for releasing this info to humiliate Bronwyn. So you wasn't trying to humiliate Bronwyn your fuck ass self when you sat up there and told Angie? Right. So she doesn't try to, I don't really try to hurt people like that. So what do you call you doing research on the damn jeweler to announce a bombshell or whatever at the reunion, but you don't try to hurt people like that? Hurting people doesn't have to be telling tea about them in front of a group of people while they're there. Hurting people could also be talking shit and saying things about them behind their backs. The very shit that you sat up here and said, don't do people like that. Yeah. So, I mean, girl, what? So, anywho, let's keep going. And then also, why you want to talk about I don't do stuff to hurt people? Well, what about you bringing up a damn suit man that never even existed when it came to Angie? You weren't trying to hurt Angie with that? Anywho, child. So later on that night, Britney done got drunk, child. She done got drunk. She over there throwing up or what? Well, not drunk. I think she got seasick. She got seasick. Then she decided to go over there and have some more alcohol. So Meredith is confused. Like, why the hell are you drinking alcohol afterwards? I kind of wish Britney would have told her again. And why the hell are you talking to me? I wish she would have told her that again. But Britney says, I'm trying to feel better. Why is it your business? Why do you care? And then Meredith says, I don't really care. Actually, I just would ask this of anybody, no matter who you is. So Brittany's like, well, I care about what I saw on TikTok. Cha. Now we got to question whether or not Britney was the one leaking information about Bronwyn's ass, okay? So Britney is like, well, I care about what I saw on TikTok. And that's about your husband cheating. Ooh, baby, if Britney was not ready for Bronwyn, she was definitely ready for Meredith's ass, okay? So Meredith tells her that her husband doesn't have a mistress. And just because your boyfriend breaks up with you every 7 business days, that's not my damn problem, okay? And then Meredith tells her she's jealous because she can't hold a man down. Now, typically, that's not a read to me. Talking about holding a man down. Like, that's not a read. However, for Britney, it motherfucking is. It absolutely is, bitch. Okay? It absolutely is because she wraps herself up so much in different men. Okay? Instead of motherhood, she's choosing a different M, which is men. So, yeah, the fact that she keep having these ups and downs and breakups with Jerry, yeah, clock that T, Meredith. You can use, in my personal, you can use them type of lines on a bitch like that. Yeah, okay? I know how much you hate that. Okay? Get her, Meredith. So Britney says, if you don't want to talk about it, I get it. Basically trying to say she's deflecting. Okay? So Meredith says, you stay away from me. You stay away from me. You are a miserable bitch. Hollering. So Meredith says, you're vile. And I knew that years ago. But I know it again now. I want you to understand. I know it again. I don't want her around me. Baby, Meredith be killing me when she begin like upset. It be completely hilarious. But I believe that's where the episode fell off with these ladies arguing, child. We'll get into the next episode at another time. Be sure to like up the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.
Tell him I preach to the choir. Stand on my feet to the fire. Give all the glory to God. Stand in the midst of these haters, I'm silent, nobody can stop me. Just gotta check in my notification, them numbers hit like it's a proxy. Cashed out at the ATM, and the ATL, they done made a gym. I've been kicking doors like the ATF, got them trying to clone me like Agent Smith. Game time, I invaded gym, high elevated, I could face the rim, putting shots up. I got laser focus, about to take it over, I'm Invader Zim. On a trip to Florida like it's A&M. Who that nigga, man, they say I'm him. Spit the truth, never wasting film, I can fill a pool, we gon' make them swim, nigga.